Hold on. Blah 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 blah. Majority. Most likely. Hold on. Alright. Throughout most of the. Hold up. 42. Delegates to the Republican and Democratic National Conventions are primarily chosen. 42 is B. In primaries. Alright. So, a national convention is basically. Hold up. Let's just look up Democratic National Conventions. Democratic National Conventions. Democratic National Conventions. The Democratic National Convention, DNC, is a series of presidential nomination conventions held every 4 years since 1832 by the United States Democratic Party. So every 4 years, it's a whole bunch of Democrats getting together to select the Democrat they think should be president. So Democrat they think should be president, Democrat they think should be president, Democrat they think should be president. And primaries is primary. In the U.S., a preliminary election to appoint delegates to a party conference or to select the candidates for a principal, especially presidential election. So presidential election. Or like it can also be like for a representative or like a governor or something, but it's emphasized like when you see primary, it's like a lot. One of the main things it's seen as, one of the first things it's seen as is like a presidential election. So you can just think any type of election, especially presidential. Alright, 43. The chart above shows which of the following statements. 43 is C. 3. Democrats trust the federal government more than Republicans. Federal government is like the White House and all that. And not like the governor or the mayor or like the local town mayor. It's like literally government, president, head of state, president, or just in general, and all the people in Washington, D.C. and all those big important buildings and all that. Yeah, Democrats believe in main government more than Republicans. Alright, 44. Which of the following political philosophies most influenced the writing of the United States Constitution? .44 is C. 44 C. Locke. And Locke is John Locke. The single most important influence that shaped the founding of the United States comes from John Locke, a 17th century Englishman who redefined the nature of government. Although he Locke identified the basis of a legitimate government. According to Locke, a ruler gains authority through the consent of the governed. The duty of that government is to protect the natural rights of the people, which Locke believed to include life, liberty, and property. If the government should fail to protect those rights, its citizens have the right to overthrow that government. This idea deeply influenced Thomas Jefferson as he drafted the Independence. And Locke was father of liberalism. So basically, the ideal way that they portray when they advertise America, like rights, liberty, citizens, and everybody voting and all those rights and all that, and people being like equal and all that, this is like Locke's philosophy and how he viewed the government and all that. When you see all that, that's Locke and all that. Alright, 45. The concept of responsible party government emphasizes which of the following about elections. 45B. I should have explained specific parts on some of these more better. Oh, never mind. I didn't mess up. Following statements. Oh, I didn't explain this chart. Well, there's nothing to explain. Hold up. Trusting your federal government versus your own state government to do a better job running things. So, real quick, Democrats trust the big wigs in Washington more than like their local state